Welcome back as we join you now with breaking news here on Star News. Our own Bob Sharp is on the phone with me, and Charles Rourke is out getting video, which we'll have to you in just a moment here, of a fire on D Street in the city of Martinsville. Bob, what can you tell us?
Well, when the call came in, structure fire, they had backup. They called for another station also to back up. They get pretty common now anymore when it's a confirmed structure fire, and evidently there's been smoke spotted. And basically, of course, the video showed the damage and so forth, what happened there.
You know, one of the things that we look at here, and we know this is a tough budget year for the city especially, but, you know, one of the things that is of value, particularly living in the city, is you have a full-time fire department and emergency staff on hand, and that really makes a difference. They're able to get out very quickly.
Absolutely. And, you know, Scott, I was talking to some of the officials. They got a budgetary type hearing tomorrow night, and there's a lot of concern, not only in fire but in law enforcement, of some of the major cuts that might be coming forward.
Indeed, there's talk of even possibly shutting down the fire station on Starling Avenue. That's just something they're considering. But that would definitely impact potential response times, not so much to this area maybe, but certainly to south side areas in the city of Martinsville. And again, that's one of those value-added services there. But in this case, it looks like, we're not sure exactly what happened here, but it looks like perhaps you know, there could have been a fire in the kitchen, or there could have been a problem maybe with a heating ventilation system, something of that nature. What we do know is we're looking at fans. You know, they have the high-powered fans that are set up outside the residence, blowing air through doors and windows to help circulate smoke out. There are firefighters on the scene there investigating to make sure that there's no hidden sources of ignition that they're not aware of. But thankfully, it looks like an emergency averted here. And again, that's where that quick response comes in, though. Sometimes what might be a fairly benign malfunction of a heating or air conditioning unit, something like that, could turn into a real problem if you don't have fast response.
Absolutely, and it's a rare case. It doesn't seem like it here lately, because we've had several fires in the city where they've been a total loss. But it's rare to go to a fire in the city if they get the alarm early enough and they don't get that thing out.
Indeed, and we also see Martinsville Police on hand there helping to direct traffic and keep the scene secure there, which makes a big difference as well. But thankfully, again, a potential problem averted here in this case, but we will be watching anxiously to see what happens with the city budget and if there will be any cuts to emergency services. Bob, keep us posted if you have any additional breaking news updates.
We do have a couple of stories I think will be of human interest today. At around noon, there was a 2-year-old that drank lamp oil. Don't know her condition. We do know that she was treated, and I'm sure in the hospital. That happened around noon on Orchard Drive in either the Blackberry or Horse Pasture District. I'm not sure where that road is exactly. I think it's in the Blackberry off 687. And then another interesting thing, a couple hours later, they had to call animal control. They had a plane that landed at Blue Ridge and almost hit a dog. There was a loose, big black dog that got on the runway and said that the plane almost hit it, and they were calling animal control to come up there and get it.
Certainly, we hear about birds often flying into the engines of large planes when they take off from airports, things like that, but I don't know that I've ever heard of a dog being hit or nearly being hit on a runway.
I thought it was strange. Those two calls came in pretty close to each other, too, but just when you think you've heard it all, then you hear some things like that, it just gets that much more, I guess, makes life what it is. Very, very close call from what I heard from the airport, the call that came in.
We certainly appreciate you bringing us up to speed on that. Keep us posted again with any additional updates you may have.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, Bob. Folks, stay with us. We'll take a brief break. We'll be back with more here on Star News in just a moment.